gentlemen. Hello, racers and race fans all around the globe. Thank you very much for joining us here for another wonderful round here with Slipstream Racing. I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, and boy, oh boy, has it been a pleasure to take you through half of this season so far. We've still got another half left to go, and although mathematically it's looking like our leader has sealed the deal right now, we have some new contenders for P2 in the championship. Before we get to qualifying and the championship standings, let's go ahead and take a look at where we've been, what we've done, and where we're going for the remainder of this season. Shall we? Started off the season at Germany for the Hockenheimring, then Gran Turismo for Grand Valley Speedway, Istanbul Park, Kidia Speed Park, Hungaroring, the Autodromo de Palmadera for round 6, and now we're headed to a couple of stints in the US of A, Road America, Belle Isle, then France Magny-Cours, Indonesia, then Watkins Glen, then headed to finish things off for our 100% race at Autopolis for round 12. That'll be on June 30th, folks. We're pretty much deadheading it from here to the finale. So it'll be all up to the drivers to dictate how this championship ends up playing out. Let's head on over to the live screen because the drivers are just about done with their out laps and about to start setting some pretty stonking times here, as Athena Manisil gets a bit of a tank slapper coming through, I believe that's Canada Corner, and Jaden Neal coming down pit road doing an installation lap, it looks like, and not too content with the way his tires selection is going. Speaking of tires, let's get the tires back up on the side of the screen to see what tires everybody is running. We are seeing the C4 compound for all of the drivers right now. Checking. We are live indeed, just making sure we have a couple of Discord messages and they don't pertain to us, just the announcement that we are live. So we are live on YouTube and on Twitch, folks. If you're here from the future, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for being part of the Slipstream Racing family. If you want to find yourself getting involved in the racing action, check out Slipstream Racing and you can find yourself caught on stream this time next week. Registration is still open, if I'm not mistaken, for drivers to go ahead and participate should they so please. And of course, that is my big fat face plastered across the Sargento boards right now. The AC devs are playing evil tricks on me, and it says Bakshi for President 2025. And thank you very much for all the love and support that I get from the Slipstream Racing community, as well as the Assetto Corsa community. You guys are absolutely fantastic, and there's a big sweeping kiss to the wall for elegance in the blacked out Ferrari. And that rear wing is going to have a ton of damage. Now the front wing is going to have a ton of damage as well. And of course, the drivers unable to teleport to pit lane. The drivers will have to take a trip down pit lane to get their cars repaired, fueled up, tires changed, etc., before they can get rolling for another hot lap. Speaking of hot laps, though, it'll be Ryan Earl, aka Flip, with a 129.9. Mac Piermain with a 5/10 gap back. Then Pete Rader, Cody Lawrence on the C4 compound, 8/10 back. Colin Edwards, 9/10 back. Matt Chevry, 1.3, and then Steve Rogers, Captain of America himself, in 7th position. I'm expecting to see some of these drivers further down the order work their way forward, such as Jaden Neal's time. Last lap being a 1:55. Obviously, that was invalid as he came down pit road. But I expect to see him pull out a pretty good lap here, if not the next lap, based on if this is his first flyer or not. Long straightaways here at Road America mean the slipstream will be extremely strong. Jaden Neal goes up into provisional second place with a 1:30.010. Athena Manisil coming around the carousel now. Got quite a few notes about Road America. Fun facts in just a few moments. For some reason, the cars seem to be bellowing a lot louder today than they are normally, at least louder in my headphones. There it is, the Bakshi for President and the Slipstream banner as Athena Manisil crosses the line with a 1:34.272. Welcome race fans to Elkhart, Wisconsin. This is the home of Sargento Cheese. I love the other banner that says Cody to the right, everyone else to the left there, coming through turn 5. Elegance has got to put one together now, get at least a banker lap in, but he's going to run it into traffic. That'll be Cody Fowers or James Shorter, I can't tell. That'll be James Shorter, the 33 here. Ryan Earl, aka Flip, driving the number 81 Makataka. He's going to put down a 1:29.627. That'll be valid, thrusting his way forward by around 4/10 in front of Jaden Neal. 8/10 the gap to Piermain behind. Trent H 1 second off of the good. Elegance with a 1:31.081. Good enough for 8th position right now. Fast and Furious is Road America. And no, I'm not talking about the movie. Colin Edwards going a little bit wide there through Canada. The Canadian man wearing the red and white McLaren livery goes up into provisional 3rd place, a 1:30.348. That's awfully close to Jaden Neal's time. Just thwarted by around 4/10 of a second. James Shorter for Octane Esports. He's going to pump it out to the line, pedal to the metal. Where will he fall? 13th place, 1:34.5. So obviously just an installation lap there. 1:33.9 for Cody Fowers. James Shorter definitely not using as much of track limits that he could potentially use coming through turn 1. Turn 1 opens up quite wide, and he's just not using as much of it as he possibly could. Ahmed A in the number 1 Red Bull livery. He's good enough for 11th place, a 1:33 for him. Keeping an eye on the rest of the timing tower. As well as our live timing that we have. Let's talk about the championship standings, though. It's Mr. Cody Lawrence in P1 with a 135 point advantage Well, 135 points is what he has. I should say it that way. Cody Lawrence has taken nothing but podiums away from everybody else on the grid. His worst finish would be third place at Hungaroring, where he also did not get the fastest lap there. Cameron Ketchen holds on to P2 with 91 points. Trent H in third with 71 points. And just 1 point back is Jaden Neal with 70 points. Colin Edwards in fifth place with 70 points, tying Jaden Neal right now. Elegance in sixth place with 55 for Matt Chevry, taking 2 DNSs so far in the last 2 rounds. Pete Rader in eighth place. Ryan Earl in ninth place with 47 points, 43 points for Ahmed A. John Hokie with 37 points. Twisted Jack with 26. Senti with 13th place with 25. James Shorter in 14th position with 17 points. Matt Piermain with a handful of DNSs at 16 points. Then we have Crowley, Steve Rogers, Cody Fowers, Athena Manisil, Jake DeShong, Alex Friedland, and then we have Spoonini rounding out the 22 drivers of this epic championship. And it's so warming to see this grid grow and grow every season that we've been a part of Slipstream Racing so far. I know we are on season 10, but I feel like in season 9, we were seeing a lot of the same old faces, the same familiar 9 drivers or so, but to see a grid of 15 drivers after just one championship season is quite alarming to a spectator like myself. Pete Rader goes up into fourth place provisionally with a 130.3, and there's just a pack of drivers within that 1 second gap right now. You have P1 through P6 all within that 1 second touching distance of that first place time, that 129.627. Trent H just that 1 second plus threshold, as Mac Piermain has a little bit of a wiggle coming through Canada corner, getting a little off hilter there. Ryan Earl, will he best and thrust his way forward ever more slightly with better and better lap times? Not on this lap. It looks like he's about 4 seconds positive on his previous lap. I could be wrong about this. 129.6, 129.4. And he puts the pedal to the metal right there to show us what he is made out of with a new personal best. Steve Rogers in 12th place, coming through what looks like turn 3 now, under the Bakshi for President Sargento Bridge. And Steve Rogers is going to have to put one together sooner rather than later with 90-second laps here around Road America. 90-second laps around this track. This is a very long circuit, 4.048 miles or 6.5 kilometers. Founded in 1955, 14 corners, 8 to the right, 6 to the left. Elevation change is 171 feet. A lot of that happening coming down the hill or up the hill for turn 1 from the final corner. We are in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, as I said earlier. Let's go on board with a driver and see if we can do a lap over lap comparison. Who is it going to be? Let's look at James Shorter next. And Steve Rogers, new best time for himself, 132.621. Turn 1 is going to be braking just after the crest. Don't over slow early, but controlled turn in and use all the runoff possible on exit. Down to turn 3, it's a tight right-hand corner. Get it clean, exit leads the longest straightaway on the track, basically. Leading down in towards turn 5, a heavy braking zone, which is downhill. Brake earlier than you think you need to. Don't lock up there. Hug the inside, don't overshoot. It's a top passing spot, but risky. Watch for the dive bombs that'll come at you. Turn 6, a left uphill zone. Down in turn 7, a fast right-hand corner. The carousel is going to be the next corner as Steve Rogers cooks it right before we can get to the carousel. We're going to stay on board with him, or shall we go over to Elegance as we approach the carousel now? Medium speed requires a lot of patience. Don't overdrive the car. Keep the steering input minimal as much as possible. Feather the throttle to maintain your balance here. Now coming through the kink. Fast and dangerous. No margin for error. Stay off the curbs and maintain car balance. Canada corner. Turn 12 is where we're headed next. Clean exit matters more than your entry here. Avoiding the curbs as much as possible. And this is the fast facts about Road America and your keys to success here. .130.2 for Cody Lawrence. .131 set by Ahmed A. Look at this gaggle of dots littering the track map right now. I absolutely love it. It is completely action-packed right now as everybody's trying to get in. One more valid lap as we approach the clock ticking down. It'll be 1:30 on the clock by the end of my spiel. So any driver crossing the line now will not get a bonus lap. They will get just this extra lap that they're about to cross the threshold of now. So I believe every driver that's on the track now should be able to manage to get an extra lap in. The 6th place car of Piermain will be the last driver to cross the line should they choose to accept it. Now looking at Matt Chevry back after taking a couple of DNSs for the past few rounds. Glad to see him running again. He's 1.5 off the pace as it sits. The number 16 car. Oh, and just finding an awkward position to try to pass the car in front. And you can see the regeneration light on from the car in front of him. And the blinking red light as well for Matt Chevry coming down the straightaway. I think that will conclude his efforts. A 131 is what I saw blinking on the left-hand side of my screen, and he does work to pits, so that will be the end of his attempts. Here we come through Kettle Bottoms now for Twisted Jack and into Canada corner. Trent H, next driver coming through Bill Mitchell Bend. Does he have enough fuel in the tank to punch it out to the line? Does he find some improvement? A 130.4 is all she wrote for Trent H, and he is almost identical to Piermain's time, just separated by a couple of thousandths from that time. And that will conclude the qualifying session for everybody. Looks like Jaden Neal might still be on a flyer, though, as his icon is green at the top of the screen. Jaden Neal does not improve in the slightest. What about Piermain and James Shorter? Shorter coming up the hill. Will Improve goes 12th place with a 132.594. Athena Manisil coming down pit lane now. And that will conclude the qualifying session for us, folks. What does it say underneath the Bakshi for president? We're gonna have to take another look at that. James Shorter, turn around. It says something about the commentator's curse. Oh, I wish I had my drone cam set up. I would go fly over there and go take another look. But we're sitting right now in the official safety car of Slipstream Racing. We don't get free cams here. Sorry for that. We'll have to take a look the old-fashioned way. Get any better angle here. Nope. These are the only angles we're going to get. Unfortunate. Ryan Earl in P1. Jaden Neal in P2. Colin Edwards in 3rd place. Pete Rader in 4th place. Cody Lawrence in 5th place. Piermain in 6th. Trent H in 7th. Trent H in 7th. Elegance in 8th. Matt Chevry in 9th, and 10th place for Twisted Jack. Ahmed A in 11th, James Shorter in 12th, Steve Rogers in 13th, Cody Fowers, Athena Manisil, and then the safety car starting things off in pit lane. We're just a few moments away from seeing the 5 red lights come on, and then we will be going green, green, green in just a few moments' time. Love the banners that are in the background, the Slipstream Racing banner, as well as the Bakshi for President logo hovering in the background with my giant face plastered on the billboard for all the drivers to scoff at. Absolutely love it. Get 2 cameras we're going to get, so there we go. And just as the banner says, welcome race fans to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. This is the Bratwurst Central and Cheese Curd Central, in case you weren't aware. You're in Wisconsin after all. Road America is famous for its track food, especially the bratwurst and cheese curds available here. Road America's actual official slogan is America's National Park of Speed. Of course, Road America is home to diverse racing such as IndyCar, NASCAR, Xfinity, and IMSA, the vintage races, motorcycles, and amateur events as well. But enough of that. We've got 6 red lights and we're about to go. You know it. Green, green, green. Away we go. And there is a bad start for someone in the backfield. And there is utter calamity as cars get piled up on top of each other. Ryan Earl leads the field into turn one. Pretty straight and narrow here. Side by side, Jaden Neal makes a move. No, that's Ryan Earl making the move on Jaden Neal. Excuse-moi, s'il vous plaît. We have Jaden Neal in the white Red Bull livery. And we have Ryan Earl driving the McLaren up the inside towards the following turn we go. That should be turn 5. That is turn 5. Ryan Earl still holds on. Piermain gets a move done on Matt Chevry. Go back over to the intervals because things are about to get spicy between Colin Edwards and Jaden Neal next. This is going to be a fast and flowy 31-lap race. That is for sure. As the drivers all come bellowing down the kink into Canada's corner for the first time. There is a bump in the rump. That's Trent H getting sent into the shadow realm. And hopefully he is not beached there. He waits for the entire field to pass him by. And then he gets rolling yet again. And I think that's Piermain who might have been the culprit there or just gotten collected in that because Piermain is now down into 15th place. What happened to Steve Rogers? He spun out at the final corner in a weird spot on exit, potentially hitting the curbing and then spinning himself around. These gaps are going to come down very quickly as we come down the start-finish straightaway and in towards turn 1. Same thing for this back straightaway leading down in towards turn 5. DRS flaps are fully open for the drivers leading down in towards 5. Amazing what the modders have done to this track, getting us DRS zones, custom banners, liveries, all the sorts of stuff and excitement you expect from a top-tier championship league. We've got it here at Slipstream. Order as it stands, it'll be Ryan Earl in first place, leading by 1.3 seconds. Colin Edwards, Athena Manisil tumbles backwards behind Cody Fowers and Trent H. Then we have Jaden Neal in second place, Colin Edwards in third as he closes down the gap on Jaden Neal in front of him through Canada corner. Pete Rader in fourth place, Matt Chevry in fifth, Ahmed A in sixth, Elegance in seventh. Then we have Cody Lawrence, James Shorter, Trent H, Cody Fowers, Steve Rogers, Athena Manisil, Mac Piermain, and then Twisted Jack at the back of the field. 134.4, 134.6, 134.8, 134.7, 135, 136, 136, 135.1. Cody Lawrence tumbles down into 8th place off the good. Taking a look at the positions gained and lost right now. Nothing gained, nothing lost for the first 4 drivers. Matt Chevry has gained 4. Ahmed A has gained 5. Elegance has gained 1. Cody Lawrence is down 3. Shorter's up 3. Trent H is up 10. Steve Rogers up 2. Piermain's down 6. Cody Fowers into the pits already, with Athena Manisil gaining 2 off the good. Twisted Jack down 5 after getting the big old Punterino at Canada corner. Looks like these cars are very well planted as they come through the carousel and into the kink. Now this is a late breaking move for Pete Rader. He looked like he wanted to be on the offensive and go for an attacking opportunity. He didn't quite jump, leap, and dive up the inside on Colin Edwards, perhaps going for a bit of a tire-saving strategy or a bit of a defensive run right now. Everybody's on the C3 compound, unless you're talking about Cody Fowers, who dipped into pit lane just a few laps ago and is riding on the C2s. That is a bit of an expressive or personal interpretation of track limits there, but I think Pete Rader lost enough time that it is reasonable to expect that he knew that that was a mistake. Wasn't going to make a move on anybody for that slight mistake there, but yeah, a little bit egregious use of track limits, if I do say so myself. Colin Edwards, the meat in this sandwich between Jaden Neal and Pete Rader. Rader leading in second place, Edwards in third. And then we have, Jaden Neal in second place, Edwards in third, Rader in fourth place. Cody lets me know a commentator we can trust is what the banner says. I'll buy that for $1. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide going down into the Canada's corner or not. The drivers are well aware of their limits, but I wonder for how long they're going to be this patient. And there is Pete Rader dip diving and dodging around Colin Edwards' attacking motions. Couldn't even say that that's late moving under braking because he's just trying to find a way past the car in front of Jaden Neal, and he finds it here at the entrance of turn 1. Does not use egregious limits there at track limits at turn 1. The marbles in my mouth are starting to fade away. Commentator you can trust, we saw it there. Absolutely amazing. There goes Jaden Neal back on Colin Edwards. They're going to go side by side, but will Pete Rader follow through as well as we get through turn 5 and up the hill into turn 6? Everyone else staying to the left-hand side here, and these guys are going to keep on squabbling for position. All this has allowed Matt Chevry to catch back up. He is within half a second of the trio of cars in front of him. Only one false move from any of these drivers will allow a disturbance in the force, and Matt Chevry can find himself on a podium here tonight. Oh, Pete Rader sends it up the inside on Jaden Neal, but goes a little bit off and wide himself. And there's a big drifterino from Colin Edwards, able to get the car collected. Will he return to pit lane, or will it be enough? That is enough for Colin Edwards. It seems the man who is doing very well in this championship, taking another DNF. Hate to see it, and like I said, that's Matt Chevry finding himself into third place already here. I said it would be one false move from any one of the drivers, and we found that move. I didn't think it was that bad of a mistake. It definitely didn't warrant a DNF. That was just hard pack racing that was going on right there, but Colin Edwards apparently wanted none of that and returned to garage, taking that DNF. Cody Lawrence within half a second of Ahmed A in front of him right now. The next closest battle, driving for Cadillac Racing. Walks right on by Ahmed A as he takes an excursion through that Wisconsin grass. Bunched up the field there, 6, 7, and 8, really close to each other now. Then about a second and a half of each other, a second and a quarter. Pete Rader will be the next contender to deal with Cody Lawrence and the Cadillac Racing, number 11. 134s trickling down right now. Rader a little bit slower than Chevry. Cody Lawrence actually slower than both of the drivers in front of him, so don't expect him to catch as quickly as you would expect a man named Cody Lawrence to catch back up. Ahmed A comes down pit road here. Pete Rader pushing track limits just a little bit at the exit of turn 5. Loses about half a second in time. And the gap keeps on opening up from himself to Chevry in front, pushing him further back into the clutches of none other than Cody Lawrence. We're going to keep an eye on the gap and the timing tower right now, because Pete Rader will get passed by Cody Lawrence if he keeps on making mistakes like this. Not that we want him to keep on making mistakes, but we do want to see some additional racing action take place. Matt Chevry actually within 1 second of the car in front of him, and that's none other than Jaden Neal. So very good lap out of Chevry now. Driver who has taken 2 do not starts or did not starts for the last 2 rounds. DRS is open for him, 134.3 to a 133.7. Matt Chevry is absolutely flying right now. Coming through the carousel in dirty air is Matt Chevry, and there is Ahmed A stuck at the side of the road. That is the driver in 14th position, just getting lapped there, and he is seemingly stuck. He will have to warp to pit lane to get that resolved, I imagine. And this might be Matt Chevry's opportunity to pass the car in front of him. Let's see how much slipstream and DRS help him out here. Not quite as much as you'd expect. Oh, dirty air for Matt Chevry. Bit of a wiggle coming through turn 3. Almost goes off into the dirty grass and asphalt runoff there. A bit of a wiggle from Jaden Neal, the car in front. Cars are so planted coming through the carousel. Full throttle, full beans in 8th gear. Now going into Canada corner. Will it be a move? No. Matt Chevry's just not getting the run that he needs coming out of final corner to catch up to Jaden Neal. Maybe Neal's running a very low downforce setup. Oh, Jaden Neal is off! Matt Chevry just needed to wait for a mistake, and he found the chink in the armor. Jaden Neal tumbles out at turn 3 into 5th place. Now battling with Mr. Cody Lawrence for that 4th and 5th place spot. A little bit of a brake lockup coming down the hill into 4. And we're a third of the way through this epic race here at Road America. Ryan Earl, though, a third of the way through this race, leads by 7 seconds over the nearest competitor. That will be Matt Chevry, who holds on to that second place spot. Pete Rader in third place. Cody Lawrence in fourth. Jaden Neal in fifth. Trent H in sixth. Good recovery drive right now out of Trent. Elegance in seventh. James Shorter in eighth. Kiermain in ninth, Steve Rogers in 10th, Twisted Jack in 11th, Athena Manisil in 12th, and Cody Fowers resting his head in pit lane right now is about a minute and 12 seconds behind Athena Manisil. See if Pete Rader can get within 1 second of the car in front of him to get that helping hand of the drag reduction system. I think he can. I think he can. I think he can. It should be open for Pete Rader right now, but it is not. Maybe he did not get there through the detection point where he needed to be. Now he is definitely within spitting distance of Matt Chevry, gaining 13 thousandths correction, leading down in towards turn one. Matt Chevry making a couple of mistakes here or there. Pete Rader's been in some pretty hectic battles this race already. I'm sure that he is looking for some more blood in the water, and if he can get it cleanly, that's what Pete Rader is all about. I just noticed the Discord logo. The Discord green dot is still there on my profile picture. Side by side, leading down into Canada corner. Will it be a late braking opportunity for Pete Rader? No, not on this occasion. Canada corner is a little bit tricky. And the braking zone is difficult, but what about the acceleration zone? Here in between the final corner, Pete Rader finds himself getting into that dirty air onto the accelerator, gets a tank slapper, and spins out underneath the Slipstream Racing banner. And he is right next to Cody Lawrence and Jaden Neal. They're going to go wheel to wheel all the way up the hill now. And this is not where Pete Rader wanted to find himself. That's actually Elegance, excuse me, and Trent H. And Pete Rader, definitely a cork in the bottle right now, forcing these two to battle it out and bunch each other up just a little bit. There's a late move by Elegance on Rader. Makes the move stick, though, going down the hill in towards turn 5. And Rader's tires are absolutely roasted. He is spinning out of control when he touches that accelerator pedal. And Trent H walks right on by, says, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" And bumps himself up into 6th place right behind Elegance. He's 1 second away from clinching P5. checking in with James Shorter in the Octane Esports number 33. He was just about 1 second away from Mac Piermain, but the gap is open up to around 1.4 seconds. Let's see if he can get into the braking zone of Canada corner. No, it's just not there. The confidence just doesn't exist for him to close down the gap as much as other drivers are. 135.4 to a 136.3 on that previous lap. I don't think Trent H is going to have the cojones to make a move down in towards turn 1. And he doesn't make that move. But he might make a move going down the hill in towards turn 5. The DRS is open, dips out into clean air. Down the hill we plummet, and under braking he doesn't want to go for any egregious overtakes. Trent H has already had his race ruined one time. He does not want to ruin it himself with any self-inflicting wounds. Who was that? Steve Rogers? Yes, that was Steve Rogers at the final corner. And it looks like Ryan Earl was just able to get past. I believe that would be Athena Manisil, the 11th place car. Trent still following closely to Elegance as we're about to finish up lap 15 of 31, broaching the halfway point of the race. I expect the drivers will decide to come take their pit stop sooner rather than later once we get that halfway point completed. Silent but deadly, Mr. Cody Lawrence has worked his way back up into P3, 1.6 seconds away from Matt Chevry at the front of the field. Scratch that within a second, as he's 0.8 faster on that previous lap alone. And Trent just unable to produce the speed that he needs down the front straight to catch up to Elegance in a straight line. Even with the slipstream, even with DRS, potentially carrying too much downforce. I think on the live timing it might say fastest. No. we can get top speed. So top speed for Trent H and Elegance. 345 for Elegance. Trent H is only topping out at 328. So that explains the top speed differential between these two. And I am seeing that Jaden Neal and Cody Lawrence were both given a ballast of 33 kilograms. The man has gained some success ballast here. Oh, Matt Chevry kicking up some dirt in the background. That'll allow Cody Lawrence to get past him. Even though he is carrying that extra ballast, it won't be enough. Matt Chevry slows down for pits. This is a very, very long pit stop here at Road America. One of my favorite tracks in all of motorsports due to the fast, flowy nature of the circuit. Jaden Neal comes down pit road also. Game shorter within 1 second of Matt Chevry, who is out of position based on that pit stop. Jaden Neal is in 9th place right now. About 5 seconds behind Matt Chevry. To decide to come down pit road. Doesn't look like it. Trent H is going to have to do something with an undercut strategy to make this work. Cody Lawrence down pit road he goes. Obviously the driver's not having as much data in front of them that I do, so he doesn't know that he is down on top speed, but if he's listening, he will know that he is down on top speed. Cody Lawrence gets past Mac Piermain. They're not in the same battle. Cody Lawrence is on the C4 compound, and so is Matt Chevry. Chevry gets past Piermain as well. Relatively easily there. At turn 6 and 7. Jaden Neal battling it out with Shorter, but Shorter not putting up too much of a fight, knows this isn't his squabble to be involved in. Elegance comes down pit road on this occasion, promotes Trent H into second place, 25 seconds behind Ryan Earl. Piermain also down pit lane. This will restore the running order to some resemblance of normalcy. Taking a look at the pit stops, we only have Trent H and Ryan Earl to take the remaining pit stops. Check in with the leader, Ryan Earl, driving the McLaren, number 81 in first place. Trent H out of second place, comes down pit road. That'll be Steve Rogers and Cody Fowers into pits as well. Cody Lawrence re-inherits second place. Matt Chevry back up into third place overall. Jaden Neal into fourth. Where does that put Trent H? Probably around sixth place, right behind Elegance, if I'm not mistaken. Elegance performing a good undercut there. Trent H tumbles down into seventh now. He's got 4 seconds to make up on Pete Rader in front of him. All drivers on the C4 compound except for Twisted Jack on the C3, as well as Ryan Earl, who has not stopped yet, and Steve Rogers on the C3 compound. And all drivers will be expecting to make it to the end of the race now. And that will be the pit stop call of Ryan Earl out of first place. And he is out and rolling again with just under 9 laps left to complete. See what tires he is on. He is also on the same C4 compound as everybody else, but obviously getting that fresher rubber will mean that he can burn a lot more of it up over these next 9 laps. Ryan Earl in first place. Behind him is Cody Lawrence in P2. And Matt Chevry 2.1 seconds back. Jaden Neal in fourth place. Elegance in fifth. Pete Rader in sixth. And we have Trent H in seventh. And he is actually gaining some speed on Rader right now. Gap was at 4 seconds at pit exit. Now down to 2.7. Could have enough laps to give us a last lap showdown between himself and Rader. Mac Piermain in 8th place, driving the Oracle Red Bull Racing number 30. James Shorter in 9th place. Twisted Jack in 10th position. AIEA Racing Team, aka the Bowles car. Athena Manisil in 11th, Steve Rogers in 12th, and Cody Fowler still in pit lane, 5 laps down in 13th position. With a track length of 4.048 miles, or 6.5 kilometers long, with 14 turns, it makes it one of the longest permanent road racing tracks in North America. The track opened in 1955 and has been in continuous operation since its inception. Before it was built, races were held on public roads around Elkhart Lake in the early 1950s. Road America is known for its rolling terrain, with significant elevation changes that challenge drivers and add to the spectacle of racing all around. And it makes Road America one of my favorite road courses in the entire planet. The elevation changes, the long corners, the unique flowy nature of it, the long straightaway, its brief technical sections. Reminds me of a very long Road Atlanta. Oh! And there is Pete Rader off into the wall right in front of Trent H. And Rader has seen the better half of the barriers here this race. Super unfortunate for Pete Rader as Trent H was closing down the gap, but not a surefire thing, I should say. This Jack pulls out a personal best on that previous lap. As the fuel load gets lighter and with better tires, the drivers obviously are performing a little bit more tip-top than they normally would. Piermain able to get past Rader next. And that was at the carousel, a very tricky section of the track. You see Rader just in the background there. Rader comes down pit lane, loses another position to James Shorter. Matt Chevries closing down the gap on Cody Lawrence. Battle for best of the rest in P2 and P3. Riding on board with Chevry, let's see how much the DRS and slipstream affect him. Correction of the steering wheel on entry towards turn 1. gentle steering corrections out of Matt right now. There's Pete Rader again. Off at the final corner. Closer than he has been in a couple of attempts now, headed down the hill and towards turn 5, but not close enough to make a leaping move on championship leader Cody Lawrence. Battle between these two drivers. Closest battle on the racetrack for now. Oh, making a look at Canada corner. Doesn't want to quite jump and leap at it just yet. He's showing his cards though. The move going around the outside, done before turn 1. That'll be Matt Chevry into second place in front of Cody Lawrence. Quickly, Matt Chevry knew he didn't have to put on his Minister of Defense hat and drove on the racing line to thwart any attempt by Cody Lawrence. Racing here as we get through the carousel. Traffic ahead, that's Athena Manisil in 11th place. And Athena drifts it through the final corner, and that'll be enough said for Matt Chevry and Cody Lawrence headed down in towards turn 1. Cody again on the inside line. No Chevry to the inside line. Single file as we go through turn 1. The entrance of turn 5. Cody Lawrence snapped back, headed down into one. Chevry covers it off fairly well. I think Cody Lawrence is going to try to go for a move on the final lap. Race leader just going through 6 now. Lawrence does not wait for the last lap. Snaps it away at the entrance of turn 5 on the penultimate lap. Driver is just leaving me speechless right now, left oohing and awing in my headphones. Oh, Chevry with a big drift going through the final corner, and that'll thwart any attempt he has to try to catch back up to Cody Lawrence leading down in towards turn 1. He still had the speed and momentum to make something happen at turn 5. He's more than a second back. I think he might be a little too far out of reach on this attempt. Closing down the gap under the braking zone. He's going a little bit faster than he ever has been around the racing circuit. Separated by 0.8 of a second. Looking at the leader now, he's about to come through the final complex of corners, turn 13 and 14. It's been all up to this man from start to finish. Ryan Earl, driving the 81 McLaren, will bring home the checkered flag in Wisconsin, Elkhart Lake, and it will be P1 for Ryan Earl and P2 for Cody Lawrence, barring any mistakes to be made coming through the final couple of corners here. It will be a drag to the line for Matt Chevry and Cody Lawrence. No, it will not be a drag to the line. Cody Lawrence clinches P2 by 1 second over Matt Chevry. Elegance in P4 now. Trent H crossing the line just 8 seconds later in P5. What an amazing recovery drive out of Trent. Piermain and Jaden Neal going after with each other, and both drivers having a bit of an oops there. Oh, and Piermain is beached like a whale. Oh no, Piermain on the final lap will have to take a DNF. James Shorter in P7. Crossing the line next. And Twisted Jack just 10 seconds later. Mac Piermain still stranded. Pete Rader in 10th place. Athena Manisil in 11th. Steve Rogers in 12th. Cody Fowers will finish the race in pit lane for 14th place. 13th place, excuse me. 14 laps down. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for sticking around. It's been a pleasure to be your host. As always, this is Sagar Bakshi, a.k.a. The Real High, for Slipstream Racing. It's been a wonderful race here in the Americas at Road America. And if you like what you see, if you want to get involved in the action, check out Slipstream Racing. Find us on Discord. Find us in our registration link on the championship page, and you can get involved in the action as well. Come join us for a multitude of events. We still have many more yet to go for the remainder of the season. Get yourself warmed up for AC Formula One racing before we head down into season 11 in just a few weeks' time. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Thank you very much for staying tuned. And if you're watching this in the future, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there, folks. Have a great night. Bye-bye.